"Congratulations," he said slowly, his voice low. "You have shown us that strength is not only in size or power. You have earned our respect." The humans exchanged surprised glances. Respect? From the Empire? It was unexpected but welcomed. The commander continued, "We have underestimated you. Your creativity and teamwork have proven that even the smallest among us can achieve great things." He paused, glancing at his defeated soldiers who nodded in agreement. "We would like to propose a new beginning. Let us learn from each other and work together for a better future." Jake stepped forward, sensing the importance of this moment. "We would like that too," he replied, "but we need to rebuild trust. We can't just forget what has happened." The commander nodded, understanding the need for caution. As the humans and Empire soldiers began to talk, ideas flowed between them. The Empire shared their advanced technology, and the humans offered their unique strategies and problem-solving skills. It was clear that both sides had much to learn from each other. In the following weeks, a partnership began to form. The Galactic Empire warriors trained alongside the humans, sharing combat techniques and tactics. The humans introduced new games and strategies that focused on teamwork and creativity. The atmosphere was filled with laughter as both sides learned from one another. Jake and Maria often led the training sessions, excited to see their friends improve. They taught their new allies how to think outside the box and embrace different ways of solving problems. The Empire soldiers were impressed by the humans' adaptability and quick thinking. Meanwhile, the commander of the Empire kept a close eye on his soldiers. He noticed how their spirits began to lift, no longer feeling defeated but inspired by the humans' resilience. Slowly, respect grew between the two groups, and friendships began to blossom. One day, Jake invited the commander to join them in a friendly game. "We'll show you how we celebrate victories," he said with a grin. The commander hesitated but then agreed, a small smile forming on his lips. As they played, laughter echoed through the air. The commander struggled at first, but he quickly caught on to the game's rules. By the end of the day, he was laughing alongside the humans, a moment of true camaraderie. As the months passed, the partnership between humans and the Galactic Empire flourished. They worked together to create new technologies that combined both their strengths. With the Empire's resources and the humans' innovative ideas, they made breakthroughs that neither side could have achieved alone. The alliance began to attract attention across the galaxy. Other civilizations, curious about this unexpected partnership, sent representatives to learn more. The humans and the Empire soon found themselves in a position of leadership, guiding others toward cooperation and unity. One day, Jake stood on a stage in front of a crowd filled with representatives from various planets. He spoke about their journey and the importance of understanding and respect. "We are stronger together," he said passionately. "If we work as one, we can achieve greatness." As he finished, the crowd erupted in applause. The Galactic Empire's commander stood beside him, a proud smile on his face. Together, they had transformed their worlds from enemies into allies. With the dawn of a new era, Jake felt hopeful. The universe was vast, and they had much to explore. The small humans, once underestimated, had shown their true potential. Together with the Galactic Empire, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. This was just the beginning of their incredible journey, and they would face it as friends, united and strong. The Galactic Empire was a powerful force in the universe, known for its vast armies and advanced technology. They had conquered many planets and ruled with an iron fist. But now they were receiving strange signals from a small blue planet located in the far corner of the galaxy. This planet was called Earth. The Empire's leaders were curious, but they dismissed the signals as unimportant at first. "Why should we waste our time on a tiny planet?" one general scoffed. "It's probably just some primitive life forms making noise." However, the Supreme Commander had other ideas. "Send a delegation," he ordered. "Let's see what these creatures are capable of. If they are weak, we can easily crush them." A group of elite warriors was chosen for the mission. These soldiers were trained to be the best, equipped with the latest weapons and armor. They boasted about their strength and skill as they prepared to leave for Earth. The Empire's technology had never failed them, and they believed this would be no different. When they arrived on Earth, the warriors were met with a strange sight. The planet was full of green trees, blue oceans, and a variety of animals. It looked peaceful, almost too peaceful. They landed their massive ship in a clearing and stepped out, confident and ready for action. At first, the humans were curious but cautious. They had never seen such a huge and intimidating craft before. A few brave humans approached the ship, gazing up at the towering figures of the Empire's soldiers. The humans were small and unarmed, dressed in their ordinary clothing. The Empire's warriors laughed among themselves. "Look at them! They are nothing but ants," one warrior said, smirking at his comrades. The humans, however, were not afraid. They stood their ground, watching the visitors closely. Among them was a young man named Jake, known for his quick thinking and determination. He could feel the tension in the air. The warriors of the Empire were powerful, but Jake sensed something more about his people. They had a spirit that was hard to break. The Galactic warriors decided to show off their strength. They began to demonstrate their advanced technology, activating their weapons and showing off their training. The humans watched in awe but were not intimidated. Instead, they started to whisper among themselves, formulating a plan. As the Empire's soldiers continued to boast about their skills, Jake stepped forward. "We may not have your technology, but we are strong in our own way," he declared boldly. The Empire warriors chuckled at this. They found it amusing that a small human would challenge their might. "Strong? How can you be strong?" one of the warriors mocked. "You can't even fight us!" Jake looked at his fellow humans, who nodded in agreement. They could not let the Empire walk all over them. "We want to challenge you," he said, his voice steady. "Let's see who is truly strong." The warriors of the Empire exchanged glances, unsure of how to react. "A challenge? From you?" one asked, trying to hide his amusement. "Yes," Jake replied, feeling a rush of courage. "We challenge you to contests of skill and strength. If we win, you must leave our planet in peace." The Empire soldiers laughed loudly. "This will be easy," one of them said, his confidence growing. "We accept your challenge." As the sun began to set, the humans and the Empire warriors prepared for the contests ahead. Jake and his friends were nervous but determined. They knew they were up against the most powerful beings in the galaxy, but they also knew they had something that the Empire did not: a deep-rooted love for their planet and a strong desire to protect it. With the stakes high and the Empire's pride on the line, the challenge was set. The humans would soon show that they were not to be underestimated, and the Galactic Empire would soon learn a valuable lesson about the strength of the human spirit. The sun rose over Earth, casting a warm light across the clearing where the Galactic Empire warriors stood. The humans gathered, nervous but excited about the upcoming contests. Jake felt a mix of fear and determination. They were about to challenge one of the most powerful forces in the galaxy, but he knew they had to fight for their home. As the Empire soldiers prepared for the challenge, they laughed and bragged among themselves. "This will be the easiest victory we've ever had," one warrior boasted, flexing his muscles. "These little humans won't stand a chance." Jake gathered the humans together. "We may be small, but we have heart and creativity. Let's show them what we can do." The others nodded, feeling encouraged by Jake's words. They knew they had to work together to prove their strength. The first contest was a race. The Empire warriors were fast and strong, but the humans had a secret weapon: their knowledge of the land. As the race began, the Empire soldiers sprinted ahead, confident they would win easily. However, the humans had planned a different strategy. While the warriors took the direct path, the humans used shortcuts through the trees and around the obstacles. Jake led the way, zigzagging through the forest. He and his friends laughed and encouraged each other as they ran. One by one, the humans crossed the finish line before the Empire soldiers even reached the halfway point. The Empire warriors were stunned. "How could this happen?" one warrior shouted, disbelief written all over his face. The humans cheered, feeling a surge of pride. They had won the first contest. Next came the challenge of strength. The Empire warriors set up a heavy stone for the humans to lift. They believed the humans would fail miserably. The warriors took turns easily lifting the stone, each boasting about their power. But when it was Jake's turn, he had an idea. He gathered his friends and whispered to them. "Let's work together." The humans joined hands, forming a circle around the stone. They counted to 3 and lifted together. The stone moved slightly, surprising everyone. The Empire soldiers watched in shock. "This is impossible," one warrior yelled. "They can't lift that." With one final push, the humans lifted the stone high above their heads. They cheered loudly, feeling strong and united. The Empire warriors could only stare in disbelief as they saw the small humans triumph over what they thought was an easy task. The third contest was a game of strategy. The Empire warriors set up a giant board with pieces that represented armies and territory. They believed their advanced tactics would crush the humans. But Jake had studied the game. He knew the rules and how to outsmart opponents. As the game began, the Empire warriors played aggressively, trying to dominate the board. But Jake remained calm, thinking carefully about each move. He guided his teammates, helping them block the Empire's advances and make strategic plays. The humans worked together, discussing their moves and supporting one another. With each turn, they slowly turned the game around, surprising the Empire warriors again. In the end, the humans won the game, leaving the Empire soldiers frustrated and angry. After 3 contests, the humans were ahead. The Empire warriors were no longer laughing. They had underestimated the humans, thinking them weak and primitive. But now the humans had proven their strength, skill, and teamwork. Feeling the pressure, the Empire commander called for a meeting among the warriors. "We cannot lose to these small creatures," he shouted. "They may have won these contests, but we still have our technology and strength. We must show them who we truly are." Meanwhile, the humans celebrated their victories. They hugged and cheered, feeling proud of what they had accomplished. Jake smiled, knowing that they had shown the Empire that they were not to be taken lightly. As they prepared for the next challenge, Jake felt a new sense of hope. They had come together as a team, and together they could face anything. The Galactic Empire might have powerful weapons, but the humans had something even stronger: their courage and unity. With their spirits high, they were ready to take on whatever came next. The air was thick with tension as the Galactic Empire warriors gathered for the next contest. They were still in shock from the humans' surprising victories. Their pride had taken a serious hit, and whispers of doubt spread among the soldiers. Could these small creatures really be their match? The commander, angered and determined, knew they had to win this next round to regain their honor. Meanwhile, the humans were buzzing with excitement. They had beaten the Empire in 3 contests, but they knew the hardest challenges were still ahead. Jake stood at the front of the group, encouraging his friends. "We've done amazing things so far. Let's keep it up. We can't let our guard down now." The next challenge was a test of intelligence and problem-solving. The Empire set up a series of puzzles and traps, believing their advanced technology and strategies would outsmart the humans. The Empire soldiers grinned as they explained the rules, confident they would win this time. The first puzzle involved a giant maze filled with walls that shifted and changed. The Empire warriors took their positions, ready to navigate the maze with their superior speed and agility. The humans, however, were not discouraged. They stood together discussing their approach. Jake suggested a plan. "Let's use teamwork. We can figure this out together." The humans formed small groups, each working on different parts of the maze. They communicated constantly, sharing their discoveries and helping each other find the best paths. As the challenge began, the Empire warriors rushed in, believing they would find the exit first. But the humans took their time, thinking through each turn and remembering the layout of the maze. They listened to each other's ideas, avoiding mistakes that could trap them. Suddenly, one of the humans, a girl named Maria, shouted, "I found a shortcut!" The others rushed to join her, following her lead. Together, they found a hidden passage that led them closer to the exit. The Empire soldiers were still lost in the maze, their pride preventing them from asking for help or changing their strategy. As the humans made their way out, they could hear the frustrated shouts of the Empire warriors echoing behind them. When the humans emerged from the maze, they celebrated, their spirits soaring higher than ever. They had turned the tables once again, proving that intelligence and teamwork could overcome brute strength. But the Empire was not finished yet. In their next challenge, they decided to showcase their advanced weaponry. They set up a shooting range with targets that moved quickly. The Empire soldiers were confident in their skills, thinking the humans would not stand a chance against their superior weapons. Jake and the others watched as the Empire soldiers easily hit their targets. But when it was the humans' turn, they knew they had to think outside the box. They had no advanced weapons, but they had something better: their creativity. Instead of traditional shooting, Jake proposed a different idea. "Let's make our own targets and create a fun challenge." The humans quickly gathered materials from around the area. They built their targets using old boxes, sticks, and stones. They painted them with bright colors, making them look exciting and interesting. As they set up their targets, the Empire soldiers watched in confusion. "What are they doing?" one warrior asked. "This isn't a real challenge." But Jake and his friends did not care. They began throwing rocks, sticks, and anything else they could find at their colorful targets. To their surprise, they hit almost every one of them. The laughter and cheers from the humans filled the air as they enjoyed the game. The Empire warriors were baffled. They could not believe their eyes. The humans were not only having fun, but also hitting their targets with surprising accuracy. The Empire soldiers began to doubt their own skills as the humans celebrated their victory once again. With each passing contest, the balance was shifting. The humans were showing that they were more than just small creatures. They were resourceful, brave, and united. As the Galactic Empire faced these unexpected challenges, they began to realize that their power could not guarantee victory against the heart and determination of humanity. With the momentum clearly on the side of the humans, Jake felt a new energy in the air. They were on the brink of something great, and he knew that as long as they stuck together, they could overcome anything. The Empire might have underestimated them, but now it was time for the humans to turn the tide completely. The atmosphere crackled with excitement as the day of the final showdown arrived. The Galactic Empire warriors stood tall, their faces set with determination. They could not afford to lose again, not after the embarrassment of the previous contests. Jake and his friends, meanwhile, felt a mix of nerves and excitement. They had proven themselves so far, but this final challenge would be the most difficult of all. The Empire commander stepped forward, his voice booming across the clearing. "This will be a test of strength and strategy. We will engage in a competition that combines combat skills and tactics. Only the strongest will win." He glanced at the humans with a smirk, underestimating their abilities. Jake felt the tension rise. This was not just about winning, it was about defending their home and proving that humanity was not weak. He gathered his friends in a circle, looking each one in the eye. "This is our chance. Let's show them what we can do. We need to work together, just like we have before." As the two sides prepared for the challenge, the rules were explained. Each team would take turns in combat scenarios, testing their strength, agility, and strategy. The humans looked at each other, unsure of what to expect. They had no advanced weapons, no fancy technology, just their skills and teamwork. The first scenario involved a mock battle, where each side had to score points by tagging members of the opposing team. The Empire soldiers charged forward, muscles rippling and confidence high. But the humans had a plan. Instead of rushing into the fray, they positioned themselves strategically, using the terrain to their advantage. As the Empire soldiers advanced, Jake shouted, "Get ready! We'll flank them!" The humans spread out, moving quietly to the sides. When the Empire warriors were focused on one area, the humans swooped in, tagging several of them before they knew what hit them. The Empire soldiers were stunned. "How are they doing this?" one soldier exclaimed. They had expected an easy victory, but the humans were playing smart and agile. They moved quickly, sticking together and supporting one another. After the first round ended, the score was surprisingly in favor of the humans. The Empire warriors were now filled with frustration and confusion. They had never expected this outcome. The second scenario required them to build a makeshift fort. The Empire soldiers started quickly, using their strength to lift heavy materials. But while they were strong, they lacked creativity. Jake and his friends, on the other hand, had a wealth of ideas. "Let's make it fun," Maria suggested, and the group nodded in agreement. They gathered sticks, leaves, and stones, working together to create a unique fort. Instead of building high walls, they focused on clever hiding spots and barriers that could confuse their opponents. As the time ran out, the humans stepped back to admire their work. The Empire soldiers were busy trying to build a massive wall, and their fort looked imposing but lacked the strategic depth of the humans' design. When the challenge began, the Empire charged forward with their brute force, expecting to crush the humans' fort. But as they approached, they quickly became trapped in the clever traps set up by Jake and his friends. The humans moved swiftly, using their small size to sneak around and tag the Empire warriors. By the end of the second round, the humans had scored again. The Empire soldiers were starting to panic. They had underestimated the humans at every turn, and now they were on the brink of defeat. The final round was a test of endurance. Both sides would race to complete a challenging obstacle course. The Empire soldiers, confident in their speed, believed this was their moment to shine. But Jake had another plan. "Let's work together to help each other through," he urged. As the race began, the humans encouraged one another. They cheered, lifted each other over obstacles, and pushed through the tough parts as a team. In contrast, the Empire warriors charged ahead, but they quickly became tired and disoriented. Their strength alone couldn't carry them through the challenging course. The humans, though smaller and seemingly weaker, pushed themselves and each other to keep going. As they neared the finish line, the humans crossed one by one, cheering each other on. The Empire soldiers, exhausted and frustrated, watched as the humans celebrated their victory. Jake stood at the finish line, arms raised in triumph. They had done it. They had beaten the Empire against all odds. In that moment, he realized it wasn't just about winning. It was about unity and strength in numbers. The Galactic Empire had been left in disgrace, humiliated by the small humans they once thought were no threat at all. As the dust settled, the commander of the Empire finally acknowledged defeat. The humans had proven themselves, and in doing so, they had shown the galaxy that true strength comes from courage, teamwork, and heart. The air was filled with cheers and laughter as the humans celebrated their hard-fought victory over the Galactic Empire. Jake, Maria, and their friends stood together, still in disbelief that they had managed to defeat such powerful warriors. The defeat of the Empire had not only shocked their opponents, but also transformed the humans into heroes in their own right. As the celebrations continued, Jake looked around at the smiling faces of his friends. "We did it! We actually did it!" he exclaimed, unable to contain his excitement. Maria joined him, her eyes shining. "I can't believe they thought they could win against us." But amidst the joy, a new reality began to settle in. The Galactic Empire soldiers, once proud and fierce, now stood dejected and confused. Their commander, a tall figure with a stern face, approached the humans. The air became tense as everyone waited for what he would say.